Welcome to my podcast. My name is Ron, and today we're going to talk about branding yourself as a real estate agent. I've seen it so many times. Companies want to brand themselves because they think they got the big brand behind them or the big brands behind them. But you are the person with the unique skills, the experience, the reputation. Let me tell you a story. Lots of times we go into a big real estate company, and a lot of times they see you as just an agent. But people don't realize what is your unique skills. What are you bringing to the table? How do you grow yourself? They never ask you these questions. When I worked for a particular company, but I cannot use my own database because I was restricted to certain areas. I cannot trust or entrust people with the data I've got, or the professional people I've got, or the millionaires, or the multimillionaires. I cannot just entrust them because I run with this person or run with that person. I built that relationship with my data, the people I've got on my cell phone. My cell phone is my valuable source of income to make business work. They know me because I branded myself. It's over 30 years of being in business. I've built up the contacts from professional attorneys, professional entrepreneurs, overseas investors, people I work with on a regular basis. They know me as Ron. They don't know me as a company A or company B, but I've built up my brand. So therefore, my experience and my skill set and my reputation runs ahead of me because people buy from people. People buy from me. I don't have to just sell a product to them. People buy from the people they can trust. I found it so many times that as new agents, you get into a company and they says, there's a phone and see if you can find properties. The sad part is nobody teaches you the telephone technique and you get shouted at. And it's not hampering you as an individual and hampering your brand. What I've done is I've got probably 10 years, 12 years, maybe 15 years experience in call centers, how to speak to people over the phone, how to speak to people in a coffee shop, how to attract the right person by branding myself. Myself and a colleague were sitting in the coffee shop and we tied up 4 deals in 2 weeks because we know how to brand ourselves, not the company, but let the person who's interested in purchasing from or selling the property, that you make them feel comfortable. You know, your brand and your reputation increases your bargaining power and your negotiating skills with buyers, sellers, and even other agents. I mean, there's a good example. My wife had such a good testimonial from a seller. Says, you've been in contact with me for the last 6 months. Even if I didn't want to sell right now, but I will work with you because you were consistent and you were there to help me, even if it didn't mean making money out of me or getting the mandate or trying to sell. You were there to answer certain questions. If you didn't have the answer, you went to go find the answer. Those are things of branding self. You know, it's all got to do with you. Remember, you're a real estate agent by creating your foundation of your own success. The value you're going to bring to your client. If you're going to look after one client, just imagine, which I spoke about, each seller or each buyer has got a cell phone. An average person has got about 250 names on their cell phones. How do you work with them to get their data, to give to you, to work through you, to brand yourself, because they're passing information to you as a lead and becomes property compliant because it is a referral. How awesome is that to grow you as an individual? But at the same time, you're focusing on your own professional development and reputation by working with like-minded people and mentoring and guiding others while you're getting mentored and guided through other agents. Because I say you have to leverage up. One thing I've learned in sales, there are 3 different types of people: the A, the B, and the C. You see, the A is people you look up to, the professionals who's in the real estate. The B is people the same as you, started with you at the same time in real estate. And the C is people who just started, who looks up to you. Now, sometimes it's so nice to have people looking up to you because you know a little bit more than them. But sometimes those people can hold you back because they're asking too many questions. But if you put your time aside to help them grow as a mentor in a coaching program, you can help and grow yourself. At the same time, when you leverage up, people look at you for mentorship. I mean, there's a lot of people I look up to on a regular basis, and they help me to put agreements together to make business work. Why am I mentioning this? You see, sometimes when you work with that seller or that buyer, you always say to them, at the moment, I don't know the process, what you're talking about, but would you mind if I bring in a third party? All of a sudden, that starts building trust. And when you bring that third party in, they can say, hang on, Ron doesn't know everything, but he's brought in an expert, he brought in an attorney, or brought in a full status agent who understands that market in developments, or let's call it working with the overseas market, working in, let's say, transferring of monies from one country to the other through exchange control. We don't know everything, but as soon as you start leveraging other people in your conversations, it starts branding you more. So therefore, as an individual going forward, it's what are you prepared to do to brand yourself? It's not always about the company, it's about you. Remember, you are in control of your own destiny. So it's time to take control, make business work for you. So if you got any queries or you want to know any more, why don't you drop me a DM and let's talk. We can do it one by one. We can do a Zoom, and even we can do Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp Live. Have an awesome day, and remember to tune into my next podcast. My name is Ron, and remember, be awesome.